Mark chapter 9. After that, Yeshua was telling them, "In solemn truth I say to you, some of those who are standing here will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God has come with power." 6 days later, Yeshua took with him Kepha, Yaakov, and Yohanan. He guided them up a high mountain by themselves. Then his appearance changed in front of them. All at once his clothes became radiant and exceedingly white, as no launderer on earth can whiten them. Eliyahu appeared to them, together with Moshe. They were talking with Yeshua. Kepha said to Yeshua, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us build 3 temporary shelters, one for you, one for Moshe, and one for Eliyahu." After all, he did not know what to answer because they had become terrified. Then a cloud formed overshadowing them. A voice was heard from the crowd, "This is my beloved son, obey him." Suddenly they looked around and saw no one with them anymore, except Yeshua alone. As they were going down the mountain, he gave them directions not to tell anyone about what they had seen, until after the Son of Man will have been risen from the dead. So they kept the teaching to themselves, discussing with one another what the rising again from the dead really meant. They asked him, saying, "Why do the scribes teach that Eliyahu must come first?" At that he told them, "Eliyahu does come first and restores everything. But how is it written concerning the Son of Man, that he must endure much suffering and be treated with contempt? So I tell you that Eliyahu has indeed come, but they did to him whatever they pleased, just as it is written about him." When they returned to the disciples, they saw a sizable crowd gathered around them. Some scribes were arguing with them. At once the whole crowd of people saw him, and they were amazed and started running over to welcome him. So he asked them, "What are you discussing with them?" At that, one person from the crowd of people answered him, "Teacher, I brought to you my son who is troubled with a spirit which makes him unable to talk. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, grinds his teeth together, and becomes rigid. I asked your disciples to drive it out, but they did not have the power." So he answered them and said, "O generation without faith, how long must I endure you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring him to me." They brought the boy to him. When he saw him, immediately the spirit threw him into a convulsion. Falling to the ground, he started rolling around and foaming at the mouth. At that he asked his father, "How long has this been happening to him?" Then he explained, "From early childhood. Often he has even thrown him into the fire and into the water to destroy him. If you can do anything, show compassion for us and help us." But Yeshua answered him, "If you can, everything is possible for the one who believes." Immediately the boy's father called out and said, "I do believe. Help me where my faith is weak." When Yeshua noticed that a crowd was running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You spirit stopping hearing and speech, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." After shouting out and throwing him into severe convulsions, he came out. In fact, the boy became so much like a dead body that most of the people said, "He must be dead." But Yeshua took him by the hand and raised him up. He stood on his feet. After he came into the house, his disciples started questioning him in private. "Why could we not drive it out?" Then he taught them, "This kind cannot be forced out by anything but prayer." From there they went out and started to travel throughout the Galilee. But he did not want anyone to know it because he was teaching his disciples and telling them, "The Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of heathen men. They will kill him, But after he had been killed, he will rise 3 days later. But they did not understand this teaching, and they were afraid to ask him. They came to Capharnaum. When he was in the house, he started to question them. What were you discussing along the way? But they kept silent, because along the way they had argued with one another over which one of them should be leader. Sitting down, he called the 12 together and taught them, if anyone wants to be first, that individual must be last of all and servant of all. Taking a child by the hand, he stood him before them. Embracing him in his arms, he told them, whoever receives one such child like this in my name receives me. Moreover, whoever receives me does not receive me, but the one who sent me. Johanan said to him, Teacher, we saw someone driving out demons in your name. We tried to stop him because he was not following along with us. But Yeshua said, do not hinder him. After all, no one will perform a miracle making use of my name and afterward will be able to speak evil against me. The one who is not against us is for us. So then, if anyone gives a cup of water to you because you are recognized as disciples of the Anointed One, certainly I tell you that one shall not lose his reward. Moreover, whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for that person if with a heavy millstone hanging around his neck, that one would be thrown into the sea. If your hand causes you to stumble, cut it off. It is far better for you to enter life crippled than to have two hands and be thrown into hell, into the unquenchable fire. If your foot causes you to stumble, cut it off. It is far better for you to enter life lame than to have 2 feet and be thrown into hell. If your eye causes you to stumble, put it out. It is far better for you to enter the kingdom of God with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into hell, where their worm does not die and the fire is not extinguished. After all, everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, but if the salt loses its taste, how can you make it salty tasting again? Have salt in yourself and live in shalom with one another.